Good morning, good morning, good morning, or afternoon or evening, wherever you are joining us from. How is everyone today? Hope you're well. Just wanted to do a quick sound check. Do let me know if the sound is okay. Hello, Kavindu. Hey, Philip. Hey, Bjorn. Hey, Val. My thoughts on USDN. It's coming down, but we'll see how it goes. I'll tell you more about that shortly. Bjorn's in Holland. Good to have you with us, Bjorn. Sound is much got a Chinese name there. I can't read it, but Pei Nan, I think. Okay, I'm not gonna try. Sound is good, fantastic. Thank you for that. Hey, Robbie, how you doing? Via XP, how you doing? Very good. Hey, JNB. Hope you're all well. Hey, Christina. Hey, Jimmy. Via XP. I hope I'm getting it right. Via XP. Where are you joining us from? Let me know. Good to have you with us. Glad to have always glad to have new joiners with us, new audience, new viewers. Hey, BL. I've got my Boost juice today. What's your favorite Boost juice flavor? Anyone? There you go. Can you see that? Okay, there we go. What's your favorite Boost juice flavor? Let me know. Mine's the watermelon lychee crush. Love it, love it. Give it a minute or two before we get started. Via XP is joining from TradingView. Very good. Like I was saying, right, markets have been a bit of a snooze fest over the last couple of days. Bit of a surprising data release last night from the ADP. So some moves, but then after that, continued to consolidate, continued to be a bit of a snooze fest. Haven't had much trades, or haven't had any. Yesterday, nothing. I think I did an Aussie and a yen after that, and yeah, that's it. But the yen's probably gonna tide me through for a couple of days on that. Alrighty. Hang on. Still a little bit under. Okay, so good to have you all here with me again. Thank you for making time and joining me on this daily market analysis. If you're on YouTube, do drop a message, say hi. If you're a new viewer especially, let me know where are you joining us from. If you can, help me out. Click that like and subscribe button. That would help massively. If you are joining us on TradingView, then there are a couple of you there. Do help me out. Click that little rocket ship button. Let's get more people onto the stream. And also, if you can, drop a message and say hi and let me know that you're here and we're ready to go. Okay, during this daily market analysis, what I'll be doing is that I will be looking at the fundamentals. I'll be checking the news in terms of what has happened, what's coming up. We'll look at the technicals in terms of where price is, where price could head towards, and look for some possible trade setups on the H1 time frame. Okay, if you have any questions at any point in time, please feel free to put it into the chat and let me know. I'll be happy to help you with those questions as well. Okay, I do think that there is a little bit of a lag sometimes, so do get your questions in a little bit. I tend to missed out a couple of questions the last time around when someone asked a question, but I've ended the session already. So do put it in early. Let me know if you have any particular pairs you'd like me to look at. Do put it in and let me know as well. Okay, and if you haven't already, do click on that link, join us on the Discord channel as well. With that said, a quick disclaimer: any information contained on this webinar should not be construed as advice and is presented as educational material only. The contents of this webinar are not intended to be a recommendation to trade a financial product, and please remember that your objectives, financial situation, and needs has not been considered, and you should consider its appropriateness to your circumstances. Okay, let's jump straight into it. Hey Goju, how are you doing? Via XP, still new at Forex trading, still learning. Oh yes, so one more thing as well is that if I do this, my website, if you can jump over to my website, pop-up is going to come up. I am going to be releasing I have my free course available on YouTube right now. It's been there for a couple of years already. I am revising the whole thing. I am renewing and relaunching a super comprehensive trading course, the most comprehensive you can find out there, due out on the end of October. So if you would like to get onto that, do head over to my website, put in your email, your name and email there, get onto the mailing list. I'll let you know when that's being launched. Okay, so that one's done. Hey Jax, how you doing? Hey Ola. So especially for like via XP or anyone else, if you're new to trading, it's important to get the basics, the fundamentals done properly, and then we can take it from there. Hey Lainey, how you doing? With that, looking at last night's news, right? Markets has just seemed to come back to life a little bit now, just before we started the session. But last night's news was a relatively big surprise there. 8:15 p.m. GMT plus 8, we saw the US ADP non-farm employment change number. It was 180, right? It was revised upwards from 177K. Expected 154K, came out at 89. It came out at 89K. Beyond, let me just put that there. There you go, Bjorn. So it came out at 89K. So there was a big surprise there. We did see at the release of that data, the dollar index. So this was at 8:15. So right about there, right, 8 o'clock time. So the dollar index was actually doing quite well. It was consolidating along that range between 106.80 and 107.20. So 106.80 is about there. So it was consolidating right there. I was expecting a stronger ADP because of the JOLTS numbers, but that surprise of 89K came out and we saw the dollar shoot right down, right? So within that hour, it went from 106.80 down to as low as 106.51 before retracing back up. So now it's still consolidating. If you cast your mind back to 2 days ago, we said that it was likely to range between that 38.2 and 23.6. Then it's still doing that right now. Trader's Couch, that's not me. Is it your account? No idea. Kavindu, no idea what Trader's Couch is. Let me know where you're getting that from. Okay, so it's consolidating at this range, but we did see the dollar index drop and then rebound quite strongly. Drop firstly because of that ADP non-farm surprise that we saw last night at 89K. And then at 10 we saw ISM services PMI, no big change there, 54.5. Expected 53.5, came out 53.6, no surprise. And with that at 10, we actually saw the dollar index push back up a little bit, but still consolidating. Basically, if I move that right there, it's between that 38.2 and 23.6 level. Okay, so And that's what happened overnight. And then through to today, we had not a lot of news. I haven't even been, looking at the charts that much. I came in this morning. Okay, so what happened for me last night was I saw the surprise on the ADP, and I just went, it's going to go against all the trend. I didn't even bother looking. I was working on my other projects, so I didn't look at that. Through to this morning, came back in, looked at it, looked at the scroll through all the charts. It's pretty much sitting in consolidation. Didn't think too much about it, so didn't get into any trades from there. And then I don't actually think I'll get into many trades today because tomorrow we do have the non-farm employment change numbers to come from the US. So I'm anticipating that it's going to be a little bit consolidative again for today. Right, today we do have the unemployment claims to come from the US, but it's not a big change in terms of the data. It's a weekly data as well, so I don't expect a big push in any form here, all the way through to tomorrow, where we have the non-farm employment change number. This being, it was 187K, it's expected 171. I'm thinking that because it's so close, right? So if I show you this, because it's so close, we do stand a bit of a chance to beat that expectation, either to the upside or to the downside. So there is a good chance to beat that expectation, which we might see some rather more significant volatility come around. Okay, so I did quite well on the yen yesterday or the night before, night before. So I'm just, chilling out a little bit. I'm waiting for good moves good setups before I do get into any trades. So let's look at it now, understanding that, there are no big news events for today, and it's probably going to be a little bit consolidative through to tomorrow with the NFP to be released. Now looking at the charts here, dollar index, we were thinking yesterday that it was going to consolidate at that point. ADP brought it down, so now it's consolidating at this level here. All right, this is now a resistance. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, so what I'm identifying here is that there is a bit of a high there formed on the dollar, right? 107.20. It reached there on Tuesday, it tested again later Tuesday, it tested again on Wednesday before it came right back down. Now, most likely it's going to consolidate there. We have 23 beaten. We have 38 actually relatively beaten as well. We have 50 next, so it came down very close to 50, and we have 61.8 there. I'm not expecting any big change today. Right, I'm not expecting a big change today. Through to tomorrow. Okay, so it looks like the only big surprise that can come is tomorrow. That any surprise that can come would be any comments from from the US side or the NFP. There was a headliner there where it said that they would be looking at another rate hike. Okay. And also that I think that the deal about The US government shutdown has been made, or is very close to being made, so there's no big surprise there. I think what we could see here, I would like to see it come back up and test this point. So it's consolidating at this level here. It's trying to push back up. I would like to see it come back. So for today, this is just a for today thing. You know, if it breaks back up, we could see it test that high. I don't think it will. I don't think there's any big reason why it should come back up beyond that. It could, but I don't see a big reason why it should. That could be left till tomorrow. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is the most likely scenario is that it's going to consolidate just below 106.80. Okay, it's going to consolidate just below 106.80, and then it could push up with no big news. I'm more tempted to think that it's going to consolidate. Let me just think about this a little bit more. It's a bit tricky at this point on the dollar index, because I have some expectation that it could push back down again. Okay, and if we try this, oops, we took this, we try this to that, no, it doesn't follow that structure. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is a consolidation just below 106.80, a break resistance to get to reach 107.20. Okay, but it needs to break first. Not to have break first. It needs to break this resistance level before we can see this push. I'm more tempted to think that it's going to stay in this range. Right? I think I'm more tempted to think it's going to stay in this range, but it looks like we could see it push back up. All right, so that's what I would be looking out for. And this is probably one of the few times that you see me hesitate that long on the dollar index chart. I just don't like it at this point. It's right in the middle. I don't see a big reason why it should push up, and I don't see a big reason why it should come down either. All right. The only thing I can think about is pushing back up, claim up this point. Yeah. Okay. Why I'm hesitating so much is I'm just wondering whether to consider the chance that it could break 50 and hit lower, which is really a possibility, but I'm just trying to see which is the higher likelihood, and I think that upside is possibly just aging the probability a little bit. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Consolidators below 106.80, break resistance to reach 107.20. Then with that, actually, let me know what you guys think. Do you think that it's going to break to the upside, or is it going to come back down? Put it into the chat. Let me know. What do you think? Is it going to head down, or is it going to head up? Okay, so while you do that for me, we look at the Kiwi dollar. All right, Kiwi dollar We were looking for it to test and break back down. It tested, it came back down a little bit before pushing back up. Okay, this move, so we're expecting this, let me take this away for now. We're expecting this because, we were thinking that, okay, during the day it's going to push up a little bit. Stronger ADP was going to push down. So when it didn't happen, what you should have done is just cancel off that setup. Okay, so that didn't work. It broke above 23.6. It broke above 38.2. So we can take these away as well. It does have 50 in close proximity, and it's turning back down. All our things will go up. Okay, good. Anyone else? At this point, this would be rushing into a trade a bit. And this is why I started the session saying, looks like we're going to do the setup, we're going to do the analysis, but I don't feel like you should be rushing to any trades today. This is right in the middle of that resistance and support level. Hey, Billy, how are you doing? Right, it's right in the middle of that support and resistance level. If you were looking to sell on the Kiwi 5918, 5920, which is very close. And even this support level was back there. It's actually broken. So I wouldn't even have this, right? I would have this point here. So I would actually be considering this point, this area, as my support. Right? I'll consider this whole area as my support. So if you're looking to sell this down, then you have, on the close of the hour, about almost 50 pips to the downside. Stop loss, 30 pips. 105.18. Just because of that point. I don't like this. Yes, Robbie knows what I'm thinking, right? Robbie said scalp down. Yes, on the H1 time frame, I don't like it. I don't like putting this as an H1 kind of trade. For myself, if I'm on the M15 time frame, then I'll be looking for it to go past that point, which is 5920. Then I could scalp it down towards that support. Okay, but I think if it doesn't drop too quickly right now, it stays around this level, and then in the next half an hour slowly continue close below this point, it's still a reasonable trade down. Okay. 5918, stop loss 30, take profit 50. Did I get the numbers right? Yeah. Because that's pushing back. Hey Desiree, how are you doing? That's pushing back up. I like that. Yeah, I can see this as, I do think that the Kiwi dollar is coming down, but as an H1 setup, a little bit tricky. Apart from that, I would say that, you could see it push back down. Okay, yeah, so what I'm seeing now is how it's slowing down a little bit. I like to see that. I don't want to see it drop too quickly. I want to see it hesitate a little bit, slow down, and then give it some time for the hour to close below this point at the hour, and then you can sell it down. Right? So I'll be happy with that. Aussie dollar pushed up, came back down, it broke, and it tested 38.2 before coming back down. Anticipating that dollar strength scenario, I don't think we should be looking for it to bounce. I like this a little bit more than the Kiwi, just because it's testing this level, or this level is here, and then we had it quite close here. So it's coming back down. What I would be looking for, what could be looking for here, 38.2 is right there, push back down. I like this more than the Kiwi. Okay, 6320, and it's pushing down now. So I like this. How many times can I say I like this more? 20 pips down to this point, 70. This was way back. And then you might have a bit of a hesitation level here. Okay, so you would at least have a 20 stop loss, 30 take profit. And then if it comes down, you can have about almost 80 pips to the downside. I like that one. Okay, I like. So sell 6320 to 80. 63. Hey, high five, Robbie. Good stuff. Stop loss 20, take profit 80. There we go. I like that one. That one's coming down. That's fine. I like this one more. US yen push down. Again, this was because of that last night was right here. Right, it's set along that point. Early this morning, pushed down. Did not manage to catch this move, and then now it's bounced back up. Okay, so take that away. Now it's pushing back up because of that dollar strength. Hey Kaz, how you doing? Now pushing back up. I would say that it could head back up. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. I find odd things interesting. This was what happened with the the stealth interventions the last time round. Last year was a big push down before retrace up, push down, a retrace back up, and then the big push to the downside. Okay, so now looking at this point again, this we believe was that stealth intervention, push back up again. So I'm looking at this, and to be absolutely safer, I would say that 149.40, right? It's coming back to 149 now. If you were the super aggressive ones, I wouldn't recommend that. Okay, 149.40, 60 pip take. I would go for a very tight stop loss. Okay, why this point is just because I have that high there, right? So if it comes back up and it breaks past that high, then we're going to see it come back up and test that 150 level again. In fact, I do think that it's likely to go past 150, but that's the immediate target level to get to. So 149.40, 30, 20 pip stop loss, 25 pip stop loss, 50, 60 pip, 50 pip take profit, 60 pip take profit. Push back up because of that dollar strength. That makes sense. Pushing the yen back up again. Okay, 149.40. Stop loss 20, 25, 5, take profit 60. Take profit 60. Okay, there we go. Because it's pushing back up, that 38.2 is done. That 50 is there. 61.8 is still valid. Okay, I'm happy with that. If I check this, thanks Kavindu. That's breaking. That's 61. Okay, I'm happy with that. I am very happy with that. Not as happy as compared to the Aussie. I think that's better. That one is still a little bit in the middle, but that's something that we can look forward to. Val was asking about the looking forward my thoughts on the US yen. Yeah, I think we probably need or probably would look to see another leg up past that 150 level before an intervention again. But tomorrow is going to be quite interesting because if we see a bad number on the US, I think that we might see something similar. If we see a terrible number on the US, we might see something similar on the US yen. I think that the Bank of Japan might take the opportunity. If we see any dollar weakness, they might take the opportunity to push it back down again. Okay, so we'll be watching out for tomorrow, but for now, I think that it will get back to test 150 again. And then pound dollar. I was actually a little bit frustrated on this. So I haven't been trading that much, not at all yesterday. I thought, when it shot out, I was like, oh, missed my trade. Right, would have loved to have caught that move, but then it came right back down and just bounced around. So pound dollar is still actually respecting this channel very well. Okay, if I show you the channel here. Okay, so it actually came right back up almost to that trend line, the top of the trend line of the channel, and looks like it's pushing back down again. We have the points there. Catch those. Yes, that works. So what I'm looking at, you're welcome there, Val, is dollar strength to push this back down. I think this was very similar to yesterday's view apart from the buy and sell positions. Dollar strength, we're expecting it to push back up. It's going to hit the top of the channel. It should come back down, or it could come back down. Then it's all about language, right? Saying that it should come back down compared to it could come back down. So sometimes, okay, a digression is sometimes people, when you're analyzing, it depends on what you say. When you're looking at this and you say, oh, the pound dollar should come back down, then you're more convicted to sell it down because you say it should come down. So once I get to that point, you want to sell it down this way, and then it doesn't come back down and it bounces around, then you go, no, it should come back down. It messes with your mind. But if you think about it as, okay, it's coming back to this level, if it breaks this support level here, and it could go from this support down to this next support, then there's a chance. You're thinking about probability, you're thinking about chance. If it does come down, great. Continue to the support, good setup. But if it doesn't, then it could have done that, but it didn't. Right? So sometimes, correct me if I'm wrong, that's how I look at it. It's just the language that I think about things and the way I prime that setup. So maybe try it out for yourself as well. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is 1.21, breaks 1. Okay, let's put it below 1.21. Below 1.21, stop loss 25, take profit 85 towards that support and also that trend line. I would sell here 1.21, stop loss 25, take profit 85. There we go. It's at 1.2133, so it needs to drop about 30 something pips. Possibly not in this hour thing, it might be the next couple of hours. In the next couple of hours, if the dollar does push, now it's coming back to test this level. I do think that if it breaks, we could see it go up, which would see the pound dollar come back down. That makes sense. I'm happy with that. And then onto the euro, right? It pushed back up, tested that 38.2. 50 is still, it's close. It was close, but it's reversed back down now. If I move this right across, you'll still be looking for that same move. Take all that away. Now I'm looking at this, and we do have some euro news. Bond actions. Okay. Euro rates pain. What is this? Rate sell off. 10-year rates above 100 basis. 35%. 10 bond yields breaching 3. That's okay. Now thinking about this. Okay. Consolidating at this point, needs to break that resistance turned support to the downside. In a near case, you could try for this. Even if I took this point, that's your 50% here, right? So it's just held at 50. So it's reversing back down. If 50% holds, so if it does not break past this point, consolidates here. If it doesn't break past 1.10529 or 1530, then we still anticipate more downside. Immediately it will be almost a 1:1. In the best case, we'll see a 1:4 or 1:3.5, which I would be okay with. Okay, so you're looking at this high point down to this low point, 50% retracement level being held overnight, pushing back down, needs to consolidate, dollar retracing back off that resistance. So 1.0480, stop loss 25 or even 20, take profit 30 or 85. Okay, so the hesitation level there. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for on the euro, which would be, see, retracement needs to complete and sell at that point, 104,480. The same level, it's the same level. So that's the retracement. So this is, so yesterday we were saying that, yesterday we were saying that retracement needs to complete, sell 1.0480, stop loss 25, take profit 80. Right now, this was the retracement. Right? This was the retracement back up, got held at 50%. Right now, we're waiting for it to come down, or if it comes down, to trigger that level at 1.0480, stop loss 20, take profit 85. Same view, okay? Just that we're planning a little bit too far ahead. Oops. We're planning a little bit too far ahead for the whole retracement to start and to end. What am I doing? So sell 1.0480, stop loss 28, take profit 85. There we go. Okay. You have to wait. There's a lot of waiting for this 2 days, yesterday and today. Right, the Aussie and the yen looks the most likely to happen soon. Pound dollar is most likely going to happen, but it's going to take a little bit longer. Euro dollar even longer than that. So how I'll rank it? What I'll rank it is Aussie dollar probably number 1. US yen probably number 2. Then Kiwi and pound probably number 3. And euro number 4. All right. So that's how I'll rank those few to start. Then the US Swiss franc double top seemed to have formed up quite nicely. Right, double top there, came down to past that 61.8. So in fact, I can take that away because that's done. And then bounce back up. Right, I don't trade the Swiss franc, so let me know if you got onto the Swiss, onto the Swizzy. With that, then if you look at this trend line is holding quite strongly for the Swiss. So what I'm anticipating here, and if you look at that trend line, it's going to form a triangle. It looks like it's going to form a triangle. So it's possibly going to come back up to this resistance level at 0.9220. Okay, but I don't think it's tradable just based on the setup, because if you go 9175, you have a 30 pip stop, well, no, a 30 pip, 40 pip take profit. If almost a 1:1, right? You almost have a 1:1, so it's probably not worth doing. But I do see it come up towards 9220. Then we can see what happens from there. Right? Maybe we'll see it come back down again. But let's wait for a reaction at that point. Kavindo, you just piqued my interest. I don't have a Telegram channel. Makes me want to go find out later what's all that about. Whether it's a fake, probably it's most likely a fake channel, because I've got too many things on. I can't manage a Telegram channel and a Discord channel and TradingView and a YouTube and my 5 other different projects. So I don't have a Telegram channel. So if there is something there, let me know. I'll check that, okay? So Swiss franc, I think that the Swiss is likely to climb to 0.9220. Wait for reaction at resistance. Okay, so I wouldn't do anything there yet. It's just too narrow to do anything. But we're going to see what happens there. I would love to see this get up to this point by tomorrow, and then during the non-farm payroll, as it reacts to a resistance level, that would make a lot more sense. Okay, it would be a better setup from there, because you could buy it up or you could sell it down. I like to see reactions at key levels. Then onto the US CAD, pushing back up, continuation to the upside. If you didn't get in there already, it's too late to get in. It's right in the middle of that support and resistance level. Hey Jamil, how you doing? It's right in the middle of that level 1.3760. The dollar strength, if we do see a recovery, it's hesitating, so that consolidation is likely to continue. But if we do see a recovery in that dollar strength, then we could see the US CAD continue to push up. Yeah, it's definitely a scam. I don't have a Telegram channel. I don't know how to get taken down either. Thanks for that, Kavindu. I will check that and figure out what to do on that. Kavindu, if you can, join the Discord channel and send me the link for that. PM me the link for that. And then I can, just so that I can find it easier. Thanks for that. So, US CAD 1.38, reaction at that level. We do have the PMI numbers tonight. Apart from that, not much else. Tomorrow is going to be a big one for the US CAD because we have the Canadian employment numbers together with the US employment numbers. So I want to see it at 1.38. Very similar to the Swiss, I would say. Look for a price to reach 1.38. Then wait for reaction at resistance. That's what I'll do. Okay. And then on to gold. Did not retrace, right? The dollar weakness, despite seeing that dollar weakness last night, we didn't see gold retrace that strongly to 1840. We were expecting it to retest 1840 to come back down. It went to as high as that 23.6 level. All right, test that point, and then after that turn back down, test that point again, turn back down. So what I would be, I think it's time to be a little bit safer. It's time to be a little bit safer on gold, because what's happening on gold right now is that you see it's forming that consolidation. All right, it's forming that consolidation between 1816 and 1830. Okay, and I think that it wouldn't be wise to try and catch those moves. I like trading gold when it's doing things like that, right? When it's big strong moves to the downside, or before that, the big strong moves to the upside. When it's consolidating like that, that's when it's going to hurt you the most, because you're going to think that it's going to go up, the next moment it comes right back down. Or it's going to go down, the next moment it comes right back up. So when gold is in consolidation, that's when you don't do anything, right? And if I were to check this level, 1806 is okay. I'm just a bit curious why we didn't see a bigger reaction along that 1800 level. All right, 1800 being a nice round number, but we haven't seen big reactions along that point. In fact, all we've seen is reactions before that, right? 1806. So the last time it did that as well. This is on H4 time frame, but you can see that the last time gold did that and then bounced right back up, and then it consolidated just before that 1800 level and pushed back up again. And if we scroll to the present, and it's doing something very similar. It's doing something very similar now. Right, so if I zoom right out, you can see that very similar patterns that we're seeing on gold. And because of that, I would say be very careful. Back to the H1 time frame. Consolidating, that's 1800, we take that away. It could break down, right? Especially if this pushes up, it could break down, but I think that it will be a very short term, it could be a very short term move to the downside, right? If you really had to, only if you really had to, then gold would be below 1815, could reach 1800, but I would prefer to wait for stronger trend. Yeah, it could get to that point, but I would prefer to wait because it's just in that consolidation. It could break out a little bit before coming back in. That's going to cause you a world of pain. Okay, so Kiwi dollar retracing back up, Aussie dollar, that was my number one, coming back, looks like it's forming up nicely. My yen is my number two, looks like it's forming up well. Kiwi might not be number three. I think number three might be the pound. 4 might be Kiwi. 5 will be the euro. And then nothing much else. So a lot of waiting for on the CAD and on the Swiss franc, right? Thanks, Kavindu. Yes, Jamil said it's also in the demand zone. I think you're referring to gold on that. Yes, it forms this point. I feel that what's going to happen on gold is that it's going to come down, test this level, or not test. It's going to come spike down, hit that level, grab that liquidity, and then go right back up again. So it's just going to be a very touch and go kind of scenarios here. So just be careful about that. Okay, so a lot of waiting to be done. Have a side project, work on something else, and then I think we're going to have hopefully a better trading session tomorrow. Just a quick update about tomorrow is that I will be doing a live trading session hopefully with all of you. Make sure you turn up if that's something that you want. Okay, so that's the live, that's on YouTube. So do make sure you sign up, register for the session. You don't have to sign up or register. You just jump on the TradingView, subscribe, and then it send you that notification. Just make sure you click notify me, right? And then we'll do that. I think I might start a little bit earlier because what I probably will do is tomorrow I won't do a session at 3 o'clock because I don't want to do a session at 3 and then jump on at 7 and then it's all the same things. So we won't do a session at 3. We'll do the session at 7. I'll start earlier at 7 and then we'll do a bit more planning at 7 o'clock. Okay, no, it's the same channel. It's still my YouTube channel there. All right, it's still my YouTube channel. It's just one of the videos there that you guys can jump on. Okay, and then with that again, if you haven't already, do jump onto that. I am launching a new course. Fill in your name and emails there. I'll let you know when that's ready and good to go. Okay. With that said, Please take care, trade well. Well, trade well or don't trade. Sit well, sit on your hands. That's still a good strategy. I'll see you on Discord, and then let me know if you got any other questions. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care now. Bye bye.